Do something where you're going to fail. Tech is about failure, guys. Like, you're going to look at that code, whether you're vibe coding it, you're still going to have to debug that thing. Some people did business deals. They met people that already built something that they wanted to build, but they have the right use case for the thing that they built. Some people had met their future employers. So they had a conversation, they went to a kiosk, one thing led to another.
Hello, everyone. Welcome back to Unplugged with Khaya, a podcast whereby we discuss topics in tech and business. Today I'm joined by Michelle Piliso, and we're going to be discussing tech communities in South Africa. Morning, Michelle.
Morning, Khaya.
How are you doing?
I'm fine, thanks. And you?
Good. How's your morning going?
Very exciting in good and bad ways, but I'm excited to be here. I never run out of what to say about tech communities. Mm-hmm. Yes.
Why are you interested in tech communities, actually?
There's something about people coming together about a common cause, and I know that sounds so wishy-washy, but sometimes, well, it was because of my own experience, actually. When I was interested in tech, then you'd find that somebody who does cloud engineering only knows about cloud, or someone that only does data engineering only knows about data engineering, and you couldn't really get someone to give you like a full panoramic view of tech and actually which part of it you would like to be a part of. Mm-hmm. So I joined tech communities as a participant, and that's when I saw the different avenues and found camaraderie, to really have people to walk this journey with. So that's essentially what got me started. Mm. Yes.
So you have a lot of experience in being in tech communities.
Well, yes, somewhat, just like anybody else, except now I am leading the Google Developer Group tech community in Johannesburg. So there's different chapters globally. Mm-hmm. So we have a team, we are all volunteers, we're not getting paid for it, but we're excited about it to help people really get into new technology that they might not be getting at work or at school. So essentially that's what we do there.
Okay, so could you maybe paint a picture for someone at home who's not really, or who has never been to a tech event or been in any tech community? What happens in tech events?
First of all, they vary. So you have hackathons, mm-hmm.
where
there's a competition and people are coding to solve a particular problem. Sometimes the organizers will have specific problems, or people come up with their own. Sometimes you can have your own group of people that you prepare with, or you can find people there. So there's different types of activities that happen. In ours, we have coding workshops where we'll literally go through a code lab, and people have hands-on experience going through a particular product. Some of them are tech talks where you hear the battle stories of someone who built something, the struggles that they went through, the code that they had to go through. So there's different ways of teaching, and therefore there's different ways of also receiving that information through tech communities. Some are also, some people write blogs and like podcasts, like what you're doing right now, essentially would be something that would foster a tech community.
Nice.
But I think just from a GDG perspective, it's mainly about, sometimes you find that there's already the product, like for example with Google that they provide and the different technologies that they have. And then you have your enterprises that buy into that product and use it. Mm-hmm. And then you have the developers. And essentially that's what it's about, fostering a developer community. And it's done through different ways, because we may not all work at a company that uses GCP or AWS or whatever the case may be. But it allows you to still be able to tap into relevant information, hear industry leaders, and also actually get people that may not have an opportunity to speak or present, actually come into the community and say, look, I'm interested in, sharing how I built this thing. Mm-hmm. We're really trying to foster more builders, and people share what they built. And yeah, that's basically what happens.
Nice.
Yes.
I like that a lot. Could you also maybe share who exactly is these communities for? Is it only for seasoned programmers or people with 10 years of experience in their industry? Like, who exactly is it for? Can students come in these communities and these events?
Students are always interested.
Mm-hmm.
There's quite a majority of them that come. We also have people that are entry level, so they're already working, they already have their degrees. Seasoned people are very hard to find, and I get it. People have families, their priorities have changed. So you might not always see the same faces, but the whole point of a community is that you came in as a student, then you get seasoned, then you get busy with work, but we want you to come back as a speaker, as somebody who also allows the next round of people to learn from you, and then the cycle goes. Because like we're saying, it's volunteer work, it's passion, you've benefited from the community, and then you pay it forward in that sense. So, but we are also trying to get to a place where we curate proper things for students, as well as your working professionals. But at the same time, we also try to have a room where you're listening to a talk that you don't quite, that's a little bit advanced for you. Because you don't want to dump people down to just, the entry level stuff. They must understand what's the next step. So it is good to have a mixed crowd as well. Yeah.
Mixed crowds lead to networking opportunities.
Exactly. That's exactly what that does. Networking opportunities, to find somebody next to you can build something with. Networking opportunities, to also learn how to speak. I know a lot of devs are nerds. So you only speak to people that you know, or people that are going to your school or in your organization. Now it kind of like lends you a reason to have a conversation with someone that you wouldn't typically speak to. But I think also there's a way of doing it, and some people struggle a little bit because you don't want people that are like, okay, do you have jobs? Because that is the major thing in South Africa. People are looking for jobs. Exactly. But there's also handy ways of creating those relationships and showcasing your talent, without being just outwardly, I want something from you. Instead, I'm of value. I've got something to give you as well.
Do you maybe have an experience with someone who networked in such an event that maybe you can share? Or maybe you've seen maybe like big names come to such events and maybe look for young talent or just passionate people in the tech community?
Just with DevFest, that we had DevFest Johannesburg on the 1st of November, I got feedback. Some people did business deals. They met people that already built something that they wanted to build, but they have the right use case for the thing that they built. Now they have a business relationship. Some people had met their future employers. Wow. So they had a conversation, they went to a kiosk, one thing led to another. So I do get that feedback about people that have had those experiences as well.
Nice.
Yes.
DevFest, what is that?
It's a developer festival. It's a global developer festival. Google has coined the term. And we've got, I think we had about 650 or so last year. So there's a lot of them. So you'll find there's now one, I think, coming up for Soweto and Pretoria. There's others in Kenya, Cape Town, basically global. And what it does is that it's tech talks, it's for the people, it's the dev stuff. Because sometimes when you go to a technical event, it's the salespeople, the enterprises that are selling something, and it's boring, and you don't see the technology. And that's the thing about a developer festival. It's for developers, by developers. Nice. So you get to now experience the stuff that, through someone, the stuff that you would like to do, and even hands-on and so on. So that's what kind of like differentiates it. And it's different per region as well. And the reason we have different chapters is so that not only Johannesburg people are benefiting, Cape Town people must, and other cities as well. So that is why there's different chapters to try and do that.
Nice.
Yeah.
How big is this GDG community? Is it a South African thing, a Johannesburg thing? How big does it go?
It's big. I mean, in Europe, it's even like it's very big. We have in the US, in Asia. So it's global. Number one. In South Africa, I think we're reviving the name again. I mean, GDG Johannesburg is 10. So it goes through its ups and downs, because also people, who are leading, then need to tap out, and it's for other people, and people get busy at work since it's volunteer work. Yeah. So yeah, it's big, and it's not the only one. There's Investec Developer, there's AWS Meetup. Like, I'm not even going to just occupy the space for one. Like, there are so many. Microsoft has also got their user groups. Most of them are on Meetup. So a person can literally have a calendar to go to these events. What we are trying to do a little bit differently now at GDG Johannesburg is also like curate the content for people. So like if you are students or entry level and so on, yes, we have the mixed crowd, but also trying to do that, because when you bring in sponsors, different sponsors want different things. So some sponsors want talent. They want people that are grads that are looking for graduate programs, you know, and they might be interested, so they want to see more of those people. And then some people are looking for working professions that are a little bit more seasoned. And then you see, so there's different opportunities at every turn that even business can actually help us make it like a two-way street, where you, by being in the community, you also actually benefit. Hence, it's important to be part of a community, to give back, or even to wait your turn and see how things operate, so that you can have those opportunities that expand your horizons.
Wow.
Yeah.
I see you're very passionate about this this topic. So say there's a young person just as passionate to be in such events. Where could they go to find such events? I heard you speak about Meetup.
Yes.
And like maybe could you explain Meetup to people who don't know? Like where else could they find communities to join?
Okay, so there's two things, I think. Firstly, for joining, Meetup has events that you can find there. Quicket has events that you can find there, and some of them are paid. Some of them, people just share this information even on channels like TikTok, LinkedIn. So what you firstly need to do, if you're completely a newbie, you're studying something in tech or whatever the case may be, or have some sort of interest, maybe you've joined a boot camp, what you need to do now is really start following people that are doing the things that you're interested in, right? Because the algorithm is only going to show you what you are showing an interest in. Yeah. So have a LinkedIn profile. I've met so many awesome, talented people, and then you're like, okay, send me your details. Oh, no, I don't have a LinkedIn profile. Have it, please. I urge it. Have it. That is where people usually just verify information in terms of professional background. And let's say now I have an opportunity, I heard about Khaya, and, I'm speaking to Joseph. I'm like, actually, yes, Khaya does this thing, he can do it for you. He's like, oh, send me his details. Maybe he wants to look you up. Now I can't find you. Sure. So it's important to have some sort of digital footprint.
Nice.
Yes, and then obviously your Meetup, you can just literally just join any group, and you'll see the different user groups intake. You can specify the category, and that's how you can get into that. And then in terms of volunteering, most of them will usually say within the group now, once you've come, to say, hey, I'm interested in volunteering, and then they can tell you how you can go about doing that.
Nice, I like that a lot.
Yeah.
So having a LinkedIn is important. It's not just for when you're applying for jobs, it's just that everyone should have a LinkedIn profile. Especially
when you're looking for something and you want to be found. A lot of people are offering different skills. Another thing, obviously, is having some sort of repository that shows your work. You might still be a second-year student, but you're brilliant, you've built stuff. Showcase your stuff, find ways to do it. Join a hackathon. If you're too far from a place that has hackathons, physical hackathons, do the online ones. If you can't do the online ones, showcase your product. Join communities, share, ask people to give you feedback on your product. South Africa has a problem where, most of the e-hailing stuff that we use is not even South African.
Yeah.
Like a lot of the stuff that you find in the Play Store are not South African.
Yeah.
We need people that are going to build that stuff. And then we know the authentically South African story so that we can plug into that. So there's much opportunity. Nice. We just need people, obviously, to show us the action and the actual thing. That would be very exciting. And you can do that at a community level.
Nice. Are you seeing growth in the tech communities in South Africa? Maybe with the ones you've worked on compared to maybe 2 years ago, how big has the communities in South Africa grown?
We've grown. I'll speak for GDG Johannesburg. We've definitely grown, even the interest that we get from people. And we get serious people, and that includes students. Students can be very serious and be very, specific about what they're looking for, which I love. So there has been a definite growth in our community. I think it even makes us excited now to want to see that growth in the rest of the country as well. So because brilliance is not geographical, there could be some untapped talent that we're not even tapping into. And we need people that are plugging into these things, that are in those areas, to also like plug those people there, which is the whole point of community, that you receive so that you can also kind of like give back in some shape or form.
Nice, I like that. With the tech industry booming every day, people losing jobs because of AI, have you ever met people who come to such events with maybe the wrong intentions, and maybe you would like to maybe fix the mindset of people coming to, for example, DevFest, Johannesburg, or just people in general, in terms of their approach to industry?
Okay, different people. Okay, I'll just base it on some of the questions that I've heard. Some people are like, I don't even think it's necessary for me to have a degree anymore. Why should I? And I think that, education is extremely important, but obviously you want to make sure that it brings some sort of value for you. But people want proof of concept, right? You're not going to buy that jacket if you don't know what that jacket looks like. So if you feel that you're talented and school is going to waste your time, then show us the product. There must be some sort of trade-off. But at some point, if you are now wanting to be employable, you have to have that if you want to get promoted. Otherwise, you'll get paid minimum wage, and yet you're the most brilliant person in the room. So you also need to kind of like balance that out. Another thing is that some people are like, oh no, I'm studying, so for the next 4 years, I'm just gonna look down and study and do what is expected for me at school and have a nice time. That's also the wrong approach. You wanna prepare yourself after you've now graduated. You have some sort of portfolio that you've been creating in this time, not just waiting for the school to tell you what to do and you submit your assignments and you're writing your exam. Because remember, there is a gap between industry and education in terms of universities and stuff like that. I think we're all aware of that. That means that you have to fill that gap. That means that you have to be in places where you get to experience technology that maybe is not even being asked about in your textbooks. That means that you also need to put yourself forward, whether you're writing a blog or you're speaking how 101 on how you did this thing on a Microsoft whatever or anything. But the exercise of doing that essentially now makes you a little bit different from someone else. But if you're just hoping that I'll have good grades and I'll get a good job, there's someone else in Limpopo, in KZN, who has the same grades as you, right? So it's not only just about what university you went to. It's also about like the character that you've built, the extra effort that you've created, the other activities that you've done that are showcasing your brilliance and talent, so that people buy into that. Because even with all the AI and whatnot, at the end of the day, people buy into people. People want to work with people that are easy to work with. People buy into people that, show up, that want to be here. So if you showcase those kind of characteristics, people will just automatically just want to, bring you with them. So you have to also have that in mind. There is a soft skills element as well, of showing up. I think I digressed a little. I'm sorry.
No, don't worry. We're actually learning a lot from everything that you say.
Okay, thanks.
So you speak a lot about filling the gap between industry and education.
Yes.
The way you do that is through hackathons, such communities.
Yeah. Do something where you're going to fail. Tech is about failure, guys. Like, you're going to look at that code, whether you're vibe coding it, you're still going to have to debug that thing. And you're going to feel so stupid. You've been looking at the same thing over and over, and it's just not making sense. It just comes with the territory. It was so hard for me because I came from a background of it's right or wrong, and you get penalized if you get it wrong kind of thing. So I'm a bit of a perfectionist in that regard. And in tech, I had to learn in some of the projects that I've done that it doesn't work like that. Just fail forward. Nice. So you're not going to get it right. You're not going to speak well. You're going to get stuck. And yes, someone in the audience might ask a question that, you can't answer. Just find a smart way of responding. I mean, I'm sure you've been in a lecture where even the lecturer doesn't have the answer right there and there. Yeah. So don't overthink it. Just start.
Nice. I like that.
Yeah.
And maybe just before we end, Alana, could you maybe tell us about the speakers in your events?
Yes.
For example, the GDG events.
Okay, so we do a call for speakers, like a call for papers, like where you would need to have a title, an abstract, that just is a brief description of what you're going to talk about. Like in a movie where you have a synopsis, where you kind of have an idea, do I want to watch this movie or not? So it gives us an idea. What it also does, it allows the speaker to really think critically and carefully about what they are saying that they're going to bring. So you don't have someone there who just comes now and ahs, and uses swear words or speaks about something irrelevant to the topic. What we do, some have already spoken at work or other places, then that also helps. So if you record yourself speaking, that helps. If you want to be a speaker, if you see yourself being a speaker, I didn't particularly see myself being a speaker, but it happens. Life will give you opportunities in places that you've already kind of like, put yourself out of that game, and you need to tap into it. So also have an open mind. So we have the call for speakers. I think even with AWS community, you can, reach out and say, hey, I'd like to speak, this is the topic or whatever, that's obviously relevant to whatever the theme is about. So it's just a matter of asking and approaching people. In communities, it's quite easy to, after the event, go speak to someone and say, I was very interested in this thing. I would like to cultivate my skills in speaking about tech. These are the places I'm interested in. I've tried this or whatever. And then people are always inclined to want to help or point you at least in the right direction. And it's not just about the speaking, also written content as well is important.
Nice. I like
yes,
that.
because when you have to learn something and you get stuck, what do? You go to YouTube and you figure it out from someone's video. It's not a great video, but it does the job. So you can do the same. There's things that you know that you didn't know, now you found out. You make a little video, now you have a video out there. So, yeah, it's up to you.
Nice. I could also be testament for what she's saying. Just from attending the DevFest event, I've found, I think, 3 mentors or 3 people who wanted to guide me in my tech journey. So tech communities do actually contribute to our careers.
Yes, definitely.
Is there anything maybe you want to say to the viewers at home before we end the episode?
Obviously, join GDG Johannesburg. But besides that, I think be the change that you want to see. Like, give communities a chance, be patient. In communities, we don't have the budget of your corporate company, so don't come with that comparison. And also, when you're asking, also find something to offer of value, showcase that about yourself, don't be shy. If you're better speaking one-on-one, show up for yourself in that sense. Use the networking opportunities. And yeah, I think that's it. Join a community, be part of a community, invite others to do the same, and yeah, build more. I think build more. We want to see more South African products, especially from youth. There's so many opportunities. Yeah, I think that's it.
Nice. Thank you very much for joining us today.
Thank you.
This is Unplugged with Khaya, and today we're discussing tech communities in SA. Thank you.